Welcome to This Week in West Hempstead, sponsored this week by Giordano Garden and Nursery. Meet your hosts, David and Norm.
Thanks, Dan, and welcome, Norm.
Good to be here, week 3.
Yeah, it's exciting to be here. Spring is here. It's getting nice and beautiful outside, and it's really great to be back outdoors.
Beautiful day. The only problem is walking on the sidewalks. Other than that, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, so, let's dive right into this. So if you go into westhempsteadecho.com, what you'll notice is the main story, broken sidewalks plague West Hempstead. And I think that headline says it all. This is an issue that's really been going on for a really long time.
I think it's become more than just an issue of what it looks like. It's become an issue of safety. Anybody that's walking with a walker or a wheelchair has got real problems on certain streets.
Yeah, it's beyond the point where, a little patch here and there are going to help. What we're really dealing with in the situation in West Hempstead are years and years of sidewalk neglect. So as you point out, if you're in a wheelchair or if you're pushing a stroller, you can't really use the sidewalk, and your best option is to go out into the street, which is really a huge safety issue.
It's a big issue, and in our town, it's the homeowner's responsibility, strictly the homeowner. And I realize that a lot of the problems are caused by trees. They grow, they push the sidewalks up. We have icing conditions that break the sidewalks. But at the end of the day, the only one that's responsible and legally responsible is the homeowner.
So the town's not actually responsible for fixing those things?
They're not responsible for taking care of your live tree or your grass or your curb or your sidewalk. It's strictly the homeowner. And I think it's embarrassing, actually, when you look at some of them. They're so outrageous.
But that's the problem right there, is that no one's really responsible, because the homeowner's responsible, but it's really, they have to take an action on their own. And
there's no enforcement by this town unless a complaint is made, and even then, I don't think anybody really responds.
It's really unbelievable. And, if you go to the site and you look a little bit deeper into the article, and we've posted some of the more egregious things that I saw in just a really brief amount of time walking just 5 minutes around my house.
The broken sidewalks, there are people who make an effort on their own to try and at least pour something on it to mitigate the damage. It's unsightly, but at least it shows they care. But you look at some of the other ones, and they're so outrageous that I think that it's a serious impediment to someone's health and safety.
But, it shows that they care, but at the end of the day, if you went around and asked how many people in the community are aware that there's a program by the town to help them out, I think the answer would probably be something under 10%.
Well, that's the beauty of our site. You go to the site, you click on a link, and you can find out that the city will actually finance it for you over a 5-year period and bill you for it. They'll take care of the permit. They'll hire the contractor. They bid it out. It really actually couldn't be easier.
That's a really, really good point. And, at the end of the day, getting people involved and going, to the government site, I think is going to be really important. But how are they going to know, to do this? It's, we get flyers, for example, about every little thing that's going on. Don Clavin is sending out a flyer for this and for that. Why not send out a flyer about your sidewalks and what it would take to fix it?
Maybe we need to speak to Don about that. And maybe if he's getting enough complaints, he'll start to hear the voices and do something about it. I think this is something they can take credit for. It's easy enough to cut your bushes back and allow people to walk on the sidewalk. Half of the sidewalks that I've seen that have bush problems, half the sidewalk is missing because it's overgrown by something that can be simply cut back in 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I mean, literally, there are corners with bushes that are protruding, and again, kids can't walk and they can't do anything.
And frankly, the drivers can't see anything either if the bushes are blocking people's vision around the corners.
Yeah,
this isn't even a money issue. This is a courtesy issue, and they walk on the same sidewalk the homeowner does as everybody else, so they know about it. They just don't seem to care.
I would point out that most people in West Hempstead do care a lot about their sidewalks, and they do care a lot about safety, and they do take care of things. But there are those few, and you know who you are out there, that you're just you're being negligent. And, if there was a summons or something, a notice on your doorstep to get it fixed, you'd go out and you'd get it fixed right away.
I think the city needs to be doing a mailing about that and maybe make people aware that there are programs in place.
Absolutely.
So where can people go at this point if they want to learn more about what they need to do?
Well, you can go to the Town of Hempstead website at hempsteadnewyork.gov, and you can see it here up on the screen. And it has really a complete FAQ and all the forms that you need to fill out, and really just answers pretty much every question you can possibly have about sidewalks.
They make it as easy as they could possibly make it. You can do it yourself. You can hire your own contractor, pull your own permit. You can allow them to do it. You can pay them when they finish the work, or you can pay it over a 5-year period. It doesn't get easier. There are no excuses left. West Hempstead, fix the sidewalk.
Absolutely. We're going to stay with this story, and in the coming weeks, we'll see what progress can be done, how we can learn a little bit more about the process itself, and how we can make the town of West Hempstead a better place to live in.
Looking forward to the changes. Have a great week, everybody.
Have a good one.
Thank you for watching. Join us next week at westhempsteadecho.com.